I keep thinking that, the things I couldn't achieve in my life, I'd want my daughter to achieve. No, I'm not putting any pressure on her. I'm not putting any pressure on her. In fact, I now enjoy her career more than I enjoy my career.
For all film related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Sanki, lovely to meet you, and I like your shirt 789. क्या spirit 789 है?
I've got all the numbers in the world. I'm a numbers man.
Totally a numbers man. And I watched Tap Tap, your film. It's kind of, I think, for all of us who spend so much time in the industries we are in, whether you in films or whether me in journalism, it's how does one stay relevant? Makes us so anxious, doesn't it?
Sorry, being so?
How to stay relevant, in these times is a source of anxiety, isn't it?
It is. But like, as my dad always told me, and I really followed that example that, when you're playing a cricket match, you can't hit a 6 and a 4 on every ball. There will be a maiden over that will go up. So just make sure that you don't get out. Don't lose your wicket cheaply. Stay in the game, keep batting. You never know when the 6 and 4 comes. And in the kind of work we do, there's absolutely no guarantees. So that makes it more fun and exciting. But let me tell you about Tap Tap. It's so interesting. When they came to me with this subject, I was never a believer of the short film format because I'm from the old school. I love, dishum dishum, Gana hona chahiye, thoda romance hona chahiye. I said, Tap Tap, I just finished a small mini series for Ekta for Alt Balaji called Baby Come Na. It was a little naughty comedy where I played a plumber. So I said, oh my God, I hope they're not making a kind of a sequel, Tap Tap, like the sequel of The Plumber, which I did. They said, no, it's nothing like that. This is something very interesting. You have to hear it out. So I gave the director half an hour's time. He came home and he narrated this. And after he finished the narration, I started finding 7, 8 different alternate endings to this story. So it actually got me quite kicked in my mind. And here I am giving this interview about Tap Tap.
Yeah, honestly. And also, so it's really, there were moments like that, his rusty harmonium. He then suddenly sees the rapper and then he creates his music. And then, of course, we know what happens in the end. What was it about this person? Somewhere did you find any resonance? Kuch yaad aaya? Aisa kuch?
We've seen so much of this. I have seen so much of this happening in front of my own eyes in the last 34 years.
Yeah.
I've seen that Friday changing people's lives forever. I've seen people waiting near the phone for the phone to ring. And after that Friday happens, they don't even, take your call or don't even answer to messages. So, I mean, the same guy who was waiting for that phone to ring is now so busy. So this happens. I mean, this happens every day in the industry. So someone goes, someone comes in, someone just becomes irrelevant, someone becomes a superstar. It's very, very normal. That's why it's so exciting. You never know apna number kab aayega.
And it's actually, you're right, it's such a fickle industry also, and it's also really brutal. I mean, you're right, you've seen headlines of someone who was the star of one show, national award winner is selling vegetables now because कोई picture नहीं मिली, कोई 10 साल से किसी ने पूछा नहीं, आज वो superstar है.
Yes,
So
yes.
how
And
does
like,
one deal with
especially
this?
now in OTT, there's so much beautiful talent coming out. There've been actors who've been on the stage for like around for like 15, 20 years and no one has noticed them. And suddenly they come in this show and, you're going gaga about their performances and you wonder like, where the hell have they been? So it's really, really beautiful. And I hope it happens to everyone. And I'm sure it will. The idea is to be persistent and what is more important, what we see in Tap Tap with this music director, he kind of never evolved. He tried to imitate other people and he couldn't succeed at that. He tried to rob, he was trying to buy a song from someone. He was trying to become a rapper and he wasn't looking into himself where he can change and get that beautiful thing out. And I feel all of us have that superstar hidden in us. It's just we need to tap that, that source, that your high point, your good point.
Totally. But sometimes I know we all have that, but we sometimes become victims of our own circumstances because you need that validation. And these days, even more so. Do you think if you had made your debut now, could you have survived it compared to
Oh,
when you did?
Oh God, I feel today is the golden era of the film industry or the entertainment industry, because jab hum hote the, it was like very different. We had to make cassettes of our performances, like screen tests of our performances on a VHS cassette, wait outside a producer's office hoping that he'll meet us, show him our photographs, our albums, then get a VCR player and just show him like, oh God, this is how I perform, this is how I look on screen. And there was no social media, nothing. Like you were an absolute unknown person. But today, with Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok and all these kind of apps, you can actually become a superstar at home if you have that talent. Yeah. And people will want you in their product because you're famous. You've got so many people following you. So it's a much better space right now for everyone. Of course, it's got its minus points also. It's got social media can be very dangerous, and especially this thing which I'm talking to you on right now, my mobile phone, which has a camera, is the best thing ever invented after the wheel, but the worst thing also, because
Totally.
it said bye bye to privacy completely. I mean, and there were times when we could get away with anything and everything in the 80s. No one ever caught us doing what we did. That's why we had a blast. But now, I feel bad for my kids. My daughter, poor thing. I mean, she can't afford to make a mistake, especially in public. So yeah, it's got its good and its bads, but I think it's a great time to be around now, and I'm so glad that I'm still working and I've got a chance to work with all this new blood and with everyone. Yeah.
And also the kind of roles that you're choosing, I'm seeing a different facet. And I personally was very surprised to see you doing a short film and how Kamal Kumar looks totally different. But was there ever a moment that you personally felt, in the 34, it's been 34 years, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
long time. 1987. Yeah.
wow. Did you
Yeah.
ever have a moment where you actually sat down and saying like, am I relevant? Did you ever have that moment?
Oh yeah, of course, of course. I mean, there was a time after Aake in '93 where I was after delivering one of the biggest hits in the film industry.
Yeah.
I was out of work. I had no work happening. Uh, Also, the reasons were me because I'd been doing too many multi-star cast films, and the whole gear had changed into solo hero films. So there was no place at the table for me. But I wasn't willing to look at characters then, even though characters were being offered to me. I mean, this stuff was being offered to me then also, but I
Yeah.
just couldn't understand it. It was maybe my ego couldn't take it that I'd been playing a hero and now I have to play this character. So I wouldn't say the easy way out, but I went off to Bangladesh to work, and things worked for me there, and I could still be a hero, where it
Hmm.
mattered. But yes, it did come to me that at times where am I relevant? Am I still around? Do people still know me? And it actually happened when I came back from Bangladesh and I started trying to get work in Hindi movies. I had to literally go to people's offices and request them like, please take me. I'm very serious. I'm back again. Had a sabbatical, but I'm willing to give it my best and stuff. So yeah, I had to go and convince people again. But I remember I'd gone for this one wedding, and this little kid comes and tells me, 5-year-old kid, that, Uncle, I believe you're a hero. What's your name? So I said, oh, so he knows I'm a hero, but he doesn't know my name. And I remember back in the days, a lot of 5-year-old kids knew me, like,
Yeah.
because now there was suddenly a generation that had completely forgotten me. I said, you know what I told him? I said, go ask your mommy, she'll know my name. Obviously, because if he was 5 years old, the mom must have seen my films there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then I decided, I said, I need to address these 5-year-old kids and I can't be playing a hero anymore. Not that I'll keep waiting all my life and it may not happen. Let's catch some good, crazy characters. And that's how all the character roles came in. And I was very lucky that I got a chance to play them.
True. Like for that matter, my nephews now they're teenagers knew you as Akhri Pasta.
Mamma mia!
And for
Crazy
me, you were
character.
the Tezab ka, So
Baban,
Gaya Ye
Baban.
Jahan. Yes, and for them, Akhri Pasta. So yeah, but I must say, yeah, 3.5 decades, Chunky Pandey remains relevant.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope I can keep going on and on.
And
but
also, yeah,
but I keep thinking that the things I couldn't achieve in my life, I'd want my daughter to achieve. No, I'm not
see,
putting any pressure on her. I'm not putting any pressure on her, but it's just that, you feel that, okay, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done that. So of course, she's my child and I'll wish always the best for her. And it feels quite nice. In fact, I now enjoy her career more than I enjoy my career, just looking at what she's doing, the kind of work she's doing, and how she's keeping herself and presenting herself. And she's a nice, wise girl.
Yeah.
And she's all of 22. Yeah.
So who does she take after, the mother or you?
I think the mother. I think the mother as to the looks for sure. Uh, but I think she somewhere has a little bit of me when it comes to humor and, taking something on your chin. So she's a very resilient kind of a person. I think that she's got from her dad. Yeah.
Awesome, because
But
we could see your yeah, sorry.
yeah. No, go ahead. You could see
No,
what?
no. The happiness you had when she got her filmfare debut. Your happiness was like,
Oh my God! Listen, that's a very touchy topic, and it's that Filmfare has been awaiting me for too long. I mean, right from '88, from Tezab, it's been evading me, and finally her getting it was like, I actually took the black lady and slept with her that night. I didn't let any. I told Bhavna, "You're out of the bed. I'm sleeping with this little statue." I was so
oh.
excited, and there's one in my house. It's a big thing. Yeah.
But Chunky, I'm sure there were pressures then because, as you said, the Filmfare Award that I was awaiting, there are many from your generation who said that कि हम खड़े हो जाते थे award हमें मिल रहा है मगर किसी और का नाम आ जाता था. Which I think I'm sure happens now also, but these kids are far more sensible in how they want to,
Yeah.
promote themselves. So
Sure.
which for you was your biggest, like they कहते हैं ना कि when we look back in time, मैंने ये क्यों किया? Sometimes we call it stupidity, sometimes we call it regret. Do you have any?
You know something? I think the most important thing for me in life is the journey of life. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my journey. And yes, I've thought of those permutation combinations. Like I was supposed to have done Tridev. I never did it because I didn't have dates to do Tridev. I finally landed up doing Vishwaatma. I remember I was supposed to do Khudgarz and I didn't have dates for Mr. Rakesh Roshan was making this film, and then Govinda finally did it.
Yeah.
But then I was so lucky I got to do Tezab and Govinda was supposed to do it and he didn't have dates. So, there are things that happen good, there are things that happen not too good for you. But if I had to relive my life, I'd do the same mistakes again. I'd like the same journey again. Because I feel if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I'm in a fairly happy space, and I'm grateful I have a lovely family and lovely children. So I feel somehow if my life had changed, maybe these people won't have come in my life. So I want to cherish and enjoy my journey completely. No regrets.
Which is true. And also, I mean, I'm sure you've been asked this question. You were the proverbial outsider who came. Now, sadly, your daughter, she belongs to you. Poor thing gets flack for something. It's not her fault she was born to you. But I'm sure somewhere she's got the benefit of your name, but she's carving her own journey.
Yes,
you carved your own journey with the way you came. What would you want to say to that?
It's I mean, let me put it this way. I could not become what my parents were. They were very successful doctors and I tried. I got a degree called MBBF, metric mein bar fail. So not every child can become what their parents are. Believe me, It's tough. Now, I feel, let's put it this way. If you give your child 100 rupees and he makes that into 10, you can call that nepotism. But if you give your child 100 and he makes it into 1,000, what do you call that? There has to be a name. Can you call that nepotism too? No. So I feel there are kids who complement their parents and take on to that profession and really, really take that name and that legacy forward.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of people who don't succeed at it also. So it's fair, it's equal chances. So the amount of star kids and technicians kids that are working around compared to the ones who are not star kids and technician kids, the percentage is something like 20s to 80.
Oh.
Yes, I'm talking about overall the whole industry. In all industries put together, in all spheres of it. I'm just not talking about the main heroines. That doesn't make the industry. An industry is made of a very big family of people. So if you see the legacy that's passed on, it's only the percentage is about 20-25%. There is 75% of outsiders coming in, and they'll keep coming in because that's what will make, things grow. Yeah, yeah.
I totally get that.
So,
But
so I always told her, don't. I mean, obviously, when it started, they would call us struggler and so many other things. And I said, listen, don't let it affect you. You know what you are. You know where you're going. You know how you got your break. I mean, she was very, very lucky. See, it's all about timing in your life. As you know, when you talk about journeys, like I met my producer of my first film, in the toilet of a hotel, five-star hotel, Holiday Inn. I'll never forget this. That's how I met him. She got her film because someone saw her somewhere, and she was actually going off for her studies. And then Karan called her an audition. Karan had been seeing her since a kid, but then the director saw her at a party, and that he told Karan, and then Karan called her to audition for the film, and that's how she got it. And there was so much turmoil at that time because she had actually got into the University of Southern California.
wow.
Now she had to make a choice of going there or then doing this movie. But still we told her, listen, she was academically very, very strong, but she said, Dad, I want to do this movie. So I said, this is a very brave decision you're taking, because we left the decision to her. We didn't want to, put any pressure on her. So we actually kept her seat for 2 years, like a deferred kind of thing. We said, because she kept thinking about, going and studying. But then once she was a year and a half in, then she was,
Absolutely. No, and
she
you should
was
be proud of. You should be proud, but most sought after youngster, yeah. I mean, brands and all. That's what. And
I hope she stays that way.
he will. And the other one who's more sought after is your wife after the reality show. Now, will we see the husbands doing something, or the wives have taken over?
Wives have taken over completely. I mean, I'm so glad she's actually landed up doing this fabulous life of Bollywood wives. And so Bhavna has, she used to be a aero. So she's from SRCC, Delhi. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
a very bright student who, instead of doing anything and everything she wanted to, she became an air hostess because she loved being an air hostess. And you know, so she actually followed her passion after graduating with a first class in SRCC. She took to flying, and then after we got married, she actually DJ'd, she VJ'd on
Yeah.
B4U channel, and she modeled. And so she's one person who's kept evolving and changing. And then finally she landed up opening a high street brand, which she
Yeah.
then sold to a Spanish company. So she's been it all down in the Bollywood wives. So she's had a great journey. And I think somewhere that's why I keep saying Ananya is also like her, because Ananya has been academically very strong, and she has a lot of her mother in her. Yeah, she's
How
got
do
that.
you deal with? Yeah. No, no. Say she's got that. Sorry.
She's got that thing of improvising, which Bhavna has. Yeah. So how do I deal with so many women in the house?
So
I'm
many and
out.
famous women.
Yeah, I'm outnumbered. So it's like it's Ananya, Raisa, and Bhavna, three of them, and I'm alone with two male dogs, who I promise you, the male dogs are loved even more than me.
Awesome, but it's really awesome, Chanki, and it's nice to see you do all this. What can we expect more, and what's the one change you want to see after having seen the industry for the past 3 decades? You want to see going forward?
Well, what can you see for me next? I'm doing a Tamil film.
Yeah.
I am doing a nice web show, a very multicolored web show, which should be coming out early next year. It's from the producers of Scam, Applause Entertainment. Yeah, they're producing it.
Wow.
It's something very, very, very interesting and really up my street. And then I'm actually doing a film which I'm off to, which we're going to be shooting on foreign locations. So this is on my plate right now for the next 6 months. But let's see how the COVID situation goes, which I'm sure it should get much better now. What are the changes I would like in the industry right now? I want the cinema theaters to open. I'm such a film person. I miss going to the theater. I'm an outdoor. I miss my swimming pool, and I miss going and eating popcorn in a theater and enjoying a film, because I know OTT is great. OTT is brilliant, but OTT is really fun for all these seasons which you watch. Films you cannot enjoy on OTT. You
Yeah.
know, I feel bad for those people who had to release their films on OTT. Of course, they've got their monies back, but no, we need our theaters to open, and I just hope and pray that they really open soon.
You don't have pasta, you only have popcorn. Akhri pasta to will now be stuck to your name only.
Mamma mia, thank you.
But honestly, among this new crop, who really you, I mean, are most impressed with in terms of actors?
Oh my
who
God.
really like?
I mean, starting with this, I mean, Ranveer Singh, whom I've been seeing as a little kid at the Otters Club, we're from the same club, to Ranbir Kapoor, whom I'm a fan of, to Varun Dhawan, to Tiger Shroff, woman who's absolutely like Superman, or even if you see these boys like Karthik and Ishan, and there's so many like this Sid who's coming now. So I mean, there's so many of them. The new lot is brilliant. I mean, you see Rajkumar Rao and there's great talent there, and in the girls also. I mean, maybe it's a Alia or a Deepika, and and I'm so excited seeing this young lot. They're so prepared. They are prepared for the next 100 years, I feel, and I'm raring and itching to start working with them.
And they're not afraid to take risks. Have you noticed that? As you said, now I wanted to be the hero. They are okay not being the hero. They don't mind playing the character act also. This is something I've observed about them.
Yes, they're playing characters very, very, very well. So I think all these boys have, the generation has changed, whether we like it or no. I mean, we are older generation, and this happens every 25 years. There's a whole revamp of the system, and the whole new generation comes in, and they're exciting. Yeah, they're exciting. I love watching them.
So if we were to remake Aankhein with, who would we cast as you and Govinda?
Oh my God! Yeah, I would. I think I would take if I had to. I'd take Ranveer Singh and Ranbir Kapoor. Yeah,
That is a casting to look forward to.
yeah, that would be like crazy. I mean, they would go crazy with an Aankhein because they're so talented, these two boys.
Totally looking forward to that, and many congratulations. Tap Tap, as you said, alternate end. Which is the one alternate end you could think of? जाते जाते ये बता दो.
That fat bearded man didn't exist. This was all in his imagination.
Come to think enough for that, people need to watch Tap Tap. Many congratulations. Thank you so much, Auntie. Always lovely to speak with you.
Great. Looking forward. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.